ジェリー餅、メビウス。
I don't know why, but that shit always scares me. But hello everyone. It is I, Matthias, and welcome back to Tokyo Dark Remembrance. Last time we met Mai's brother, and we met her grandmother again, saying that there's darkness in us, involving a mask, and somehow Rena is still alive. So we have to find out why. And I believe we have to see a historian. I doubt Takashi would let me. I doubt Takashi would even let me back in the building unless I had a good reason to come in. This looks like the dojo I was looking for. It has a traditional aesthetic. I think we have, yeah, buy octopus balls. Hell no. We have to find a historian. Enter tea shop. Oh, there he is. It was easy. Welcome. Come in. Do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you? Are you... Hold up. Are you... Yasuhisa? If I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sorry. But, Takashi told me to come speak with you. Oh? And how is Mr. Kawana? Still as prickly as ever, I suppose. I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies. It's the quirks that come with old age, you know. What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with? Oh shit, my eyes. I'm looking for a few things related to the Kamikai, the group his family got mixed up in. Ah, a more difficult question than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. The first, as you know, is a religious group formed by the guru Tokimasa. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing it. The second is an ancient order, over a thousand years old. What's that you're holding? I was told it's related to the Kamikai, or the newer one, and that you could tell me about it. Ah, that explains many things, child. The far-off look into your eyes, for one. I imagine you have many, many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. I wonder how you came to be in the possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. Ah, but that itself is the essence of history. Layer upon layers of personal connections that are continually peeled back to their root. Relics like the one you hold often take usual routes to where they end up. Relics? If it's from the Kamikai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive he was. Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Only I guess I was hoping you could tell me more other things about it. Some other, for instance. Like why, Now that I'm going to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bother you. Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place? Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real? Why you feel a strong will exerting is. Why do you feel a strong will exerting itself on you? Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How can you know about that? When Tokamasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena such as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? No, not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things that I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. Most interesting. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologies. Do you mind if I call you that? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. Ah, my mistake. You must forgive me. A slip of the tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see. And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you with any level of comfort? I'm not sure, but I do feel something. Maybe hope? It's like I've finally got a foothold on solid ground. Ah, yes, knowledge is a light in dark places, is it not? To think a relic of such importance would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate, pre-measured threads that determine our deeds, our wishes, and our ends from the minute we come into existence? Or conversely, is our thread subject to the chaos inherent in the universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds, that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which are followed? I mean, it depends. Honestly, I would go by chance. Yes, of course. Maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of your control as of late. Control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I have had much of that at all since the mask came to me. You said that the mask was made by the old Kamikai. Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose of it was made for. Fuck, I can't speak. Ah, yes, a more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed. It should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry, it is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shed a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of the missing verity. Haha, I'm sorry, I just. It concerns the mask barrier. Mask bearer, huh? That's me, right? Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me. Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside this building. In fact, as I said, it's not much of an errand, but I, of course, cannot leave my shop. He's right outside? This won't take long. I'll be right back. Okay. So, apparently there are like... Oh. So he's right. Is this him? The old tea shop next door. Isn't that place closed down? Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it? Pure conjecture on this one. But I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street, on account of him being the only one I ever see in there. You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him there chatting away to himself. He might be a little nuts. Then again, it might be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Oh man, why didn't I think of that before? Next time I ought to ask him for some pointers instead of spying on him, eh? Word through the grapevine is that he's a regional champion or something, and has trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not so crazy after all. Speaking of which, I have a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you have anything about a book taken from there? Maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. Oh geez. Go on. Like I said, the place is empty for years, but you know, I spend a lot of time outside it, and half the time the door's wide open. So one day a few months back, I decided to look around and nothing suspicious at all. Well, nothing suspicious or nothing. I was just curious is all. Curiosity killed the cat, right? Anyway, it was all old. Fuck. Anyway, it was all dusty and old, and there was some sorts of weird stuff lying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing. So I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. It was for my kid brother. That guy got deep in the dumps sometimes. So I try to be on standby for when that happens, you know. So I figured a little gift would cheer him up. And back then, he was going through some particularly tough times. His bitch wife, pardon my language, miss, had left them and taken their kid daughter with her. Damn. That is kind of rough. He still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. Whoops, got off track again. I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I got this phone call saying he was in the hospital. He OD'd on expensive sake and sleeping pills. Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns with the door unlocked. A customer came in and called the ambulance. If it weren't for that, I'm not sure if he'd still be here. That's quite a story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found. Yeah, I think so too. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in the hospital. Wanted to show him that even when he was at his lowest point, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him, you know. I think it helped for a minute anyhow. As soon as the doctor let him leave, he went right back into that toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother, and I worry about him. He hasn't been answering my phone calls lately. Originally, my brother's bitch ex-wife, sorry again, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. Despite that, he's looking onto it everywhere with everything he's got. The place is slowly bankrupting him, but he won't let it go. All he has to do is sign some papers and move on, but he can't. Something about it has its claws deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef, and we could make a killing. Maybe it's not the same as owning a bar, but serving passerby, getting some sunshine is good for the soul. Plus, food stands are doing really well aboard, I hear. Much better than wasting time in Shinjuku, at any rate. Shinjuku? Yeah, in a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he's probably got it at his fuck. Anyway, if that book is really important, if that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. You want the address? Wait, I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daiza, right? You know him? Small world. Well, it's probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Tell him his brother Haruto says hi. While you're at it, tell him that takoyaki stands are still in the future of cuisine and to get his butt over here. I'll do that. Thanks for your help. Thanks for all your help. So we have to go to Shinjuku, right? So yeah, let's see. So yeah, there are actually, I just found out that there are actually 11 endings to this game. And I'm not going to go through all of them in this specific let's play. But I will do them sometime later in the future. You know what? I'm not going to do them sometime later. I might do them when I've done getting this ending. Hi, Ayame. How can I help you today? Hey, Daiso. How are things? You know, same old, same old. Funny thing, I met your brother while I was in Asakusa today. Haruto? You mean Haruto? You met Haruto? What are the chances? Who knows? It was pretty random. Huh. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So is he still selling takoyaki at his stand? Did he say anything? He said he is. He said to remind you that takoyaki stands are the future of cuisine and that you should go and help him. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, you talked to Haruto, alright. Always the optimist. Always the optimist, that guy. I actually have a favor to ask you. Do you still have the book your brother gave you a few months ago? The only thing that guy gives me is headaches. Not sure if I can help you, Ayumi. He said he gave it to you when you were in the hospital. Oh, what makes you think I was in the hospital? I don't even go to the hospital for checkups. Besides, that dope's bringing me stuff all the time. Always trying to drag me kicking and screaming over to where the grass is greener. This would have been more recently. After a rough patch. Maybe it was stupid to come and ask. Oh, no, it's fine. That idiot. Always running his mouth. Frickin' traitor. Huh. Those are just some hard times. Nothing serious. I just drank too much, that is all. I'm sorry, detective, but I don't want to talk about it. Alright, understood. I'm not here to dig up every bad memory. I'm not here to dig up bad memories, Daiso. Thanks. You say we're looking for a book, right? Truth is, I don't remember a book. I do remember Haruto giving me Haruto giving me an old magazine though, back in the hospital. It was one of the ones I used to read when I was younger. When things weren't quite so complicated. Wait a second. I might have it in the storeroom still. Dang it. Sorry. Dang it. Sorry, Ayame. Hold on a second. Amazing how some junk someone accumulates over the years. Maybe I should throw... Damn it, I didn't mean to do that. Here it is. It's yours, detective. Huh. Hey, no wonder I couldn't recognize... No wonder I could recognize the photo you brought me. It's the same girl, an idol named Ruby. Rena. Or Rena. No, Ruby, see? It says so right on the cover. Oh. Pretty crazy that it was still in my shop. I guess that means you're still looking for her. I wonder why we keep running into each other. Weird luck, I guess. Don't buy it. I don't buy it. You're one hell of a detective. You must have a pretty sharp nose. Huh. If you say so, Daiso. Do you mind if I take this? Like I said, it's yours. About time I started getting rid of some of my old junk. Thank you. See you around, Ayame. Take care, Daiso. Yeah, I accidentally pressed X. I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, like I said, there are actually 11 endings in this game. I'm not going to go through all of them in this Let's Play, but I am going to do them as soon as I play this game, as soon as I'm done with this game. So, let's talk to him right quick now. Is this what we're looking for? Ah, welcome back, detective. Is that my book I see in your hands? Guess I'm a little surprised. Are you trying to tell me that Rena is the mask bearer you talked about? That's hard to believe. Does it surprise you? After all, it is she whom you see in the dark, is it not? The dark? That's what the collector called it too. How did Rena get mixed up in all this? I only know that somehow the girl's path and the masks collided as if by chance. What circumstance led this interaction are a mystery, I'm afraid. People who always see history as something in the distant past, involving old men and black and white pictures. But that book and the girl are as part of history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection and the randomness of our universe neatly orders itself. A teen idol in ancient order, the tool they created, and the detective who holds it now, are all forming in a neat TD line. Rena was some sort of idol. Rena was some sort of idol living in Tokyo, not part of a sleeper cell in some cult. It doesn't add up. On that, detective, we can agree. So why don't we start at the beginning? With how the mask ceased to be a mere object The story starts ancient times in the year 1313. At the time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace, prosperity, and enlightenment. Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them, in so many years, their time of peace came to an end. The Nita clan, loyal to the Emperor Go-Daigo, led a siege against the Hojo clan. Hojo controlled Kamakura, taking the city as the tide receded, and left a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled to the caves of their family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 8 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, I don't know how to pronounce that word, committed mass suicide. However, the Hojo and the Nida clans, embroiled their quests for the empire, could not see the roles they played in the plans of another group, the religious sect known as the Kaminkai. It is said that the flames of Kamakura, a girl was seen wandering the streets, observing the carnage of the burning city. A girl lost to the histories who went by the name of Chikako Shijo, the last survivor of the Kaminkai. Okay, so whatever the Kaminkai were trying to do, they failed. I mean, they all died, right? No, they did not fail. Everything went exactly as planned. Chikako Shijo did not survive by choice. She was chosen. By chance, she was chosen. Chosen for what? To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that so much death afforded, to become the first mask bearer. Mask bearer? The Kamikai used the death of all those people to create this? Why? Legends has it that the Kamikai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm, where our consciousness ceases to be, and time holds no meaning. A place where cause and effect could be changed. Why? Why spend so much human life and give up so much to do that? To stop it from being abused. Imagine being able to see the world as a god, so that the flow of time and rules which govern our world that are of no consequence. That is the future of the door. To a mortal mind, obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishment, such power would corrupt absolutely, a power over death. So a dark place was created to obscure the door and hide it from mortal eyes, along with a tool to control and see within the darkness. It's true, isn't it? It sounds like a fairy tale, but it's true. Finding the door could be the key to bringing Tanaka back. Some doors, no matter how strongly they call to us, are not meant to be open. And the Kaminkai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. The mask opens the minds of all who come into contact with it. But it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you. Maybe you're right, but I could at least use it to find my way in the dark, just like the collector said. The only thing I don't get is how Rena is connected to it. That is a mystery, as Mr. Kawana told you. The last location of the mask was in Kamakai, was the Kamakai cult, only a few decades ago. Much was suppressed about the Kamakai under Tokimasi. They existed, and then on March 4th, 1996, they met their end. There are so many theories that the police killed them during their raid of the compound, or that someone within the cult snapped and murdered the others. Nothing but conjecture, I'm afraid. The real answer lies somewhere within the police records. Though I remain curious, it is not something I have access to. Perhaps the best place to start is there. Finding out the last days of Kamakai might help light your path to the truth. Though I wonder if such object bred from suffering can put an end to it. Is it you who can finally break this Is it you who can finally break this terrible cycle? I've spent a long time here, Detective. I've spent a long time here. I'm tired. So tired. Farewell, Detective. So we have to go to the police station? I think we do. Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasuhisa casually laid out everything I've experienced like he was reading it out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and a door to the spiritual realm. Sounds like a myth, an interesting story told to travelers by a bygone era. It's hard to believe it relates to Kazuki and Rina. I can't understand it. The bridge between the Kamakura samurai and the young girl. He said Rina fit into the story. She's a master, but how? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I met them, I'd enter their world and could start to understand. However, faintly, what was going on. But my intuition as a detective tells me that they're hiding something from me still. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Day turns to night. The hours bleed into each other. Even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. My head. Maybe I should take my medication. Impossible. Though it seems following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understand the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what happened to the Kamakai. Finding the police report is the way forward. A few weeks ago, it would have been easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It'll be more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that could happen? I should head to HQ and see what I can find. Okay. How do I check? Okay, good. Sanity. So, I guess we have to go to the police station? Oh, shit.